Hello, welcome to another review. This time I've got Gigabyte. So Gigabyte's the first successful full body spinner that I've ever built. It's the first one that did any good, and yeah, I color coded it in 2020 only to find out what the 2021 looks like. So I do like this one better. It actually looks better when it's spinning, in my opinion, because I just hit the arena. It's definitely one of the better style bots, although it's a little off balance right now because of how the floor is. The floor is leaning one way. So I did actually put 4 of these pieces on. It's actually counterclockwise, so it's been more like this instead of how I had it. So this thing does hit harder, trust me. I did try it. It hits way harder, and nobody's really seen what Gigabyte looks like underneath because it's not lost that way. But if you take off the self-rider pole, you know, a little nut that holds everything together, take off the shell, this is all Gigabyte is underneath. It's really dirty. I need to clean it. But yeah, this keeps it from dragging on the shell from dragging on the actual, like, just piece here. I don't really know what you would call it. But this is definitely the first full body spinner that I built that worked how it should. And when I first built it, I actually had a lot of trouble with the piece going through here and breaking that off so it would no longer stand. Now this is definitely the smallest of them, and you'll see why, except for Captain Shredderator. But the shell is so much heavier than any other shell. It's ridiculous. This is by far the heaviest weapon I have in tournaments that I do. And now with the 4 pieces and it spins counterclockwise, it hits really hard. At one point, Gigabyte was not color-coded, so I pretty much had to rebuild the entire bot in order to color code it, which was actually a good idea. And I thought about doing the 2020, but I was like, you know what? It was a pain color coding it the first time. I'm just going to leave it how it is. Finding all those pieces to match would be a pain. Now, Gigabyte's self-rider, I may actually redo, so it works right. This is the hard part, putting the shell back on correct. Doesn't always work that way. There we go. There we go. Just put it all back together. I may actually redo the self-rider here so it's more accurate to the shell where it goes out more, instead of just stands up here like this. So it's self-rider. It works somewhat. It more or less sticks to you and doesn't flip it right, but it does work. And Gigabyte is very, very vulnerable to wedges. It just really has trouble against wedges a lot. That's just how full body spinners and horizontal spinners really are. But, you know, it does really good, and normally it will win a battle over some bots. Now, if you notice, green and yellow, they're actually different style pieces than blue and red. And that makes these actually weaker, so that's why yellow falls off and green will fall off. Very rarely, but it can happen. But the color code when this thing spins, ever since I built it, I've always liked that. Green's also the one side that, green and blue are actually the 2 sides where I cannot find the correct matching pieces, so that's why it's a lot darker. Now, Ice Wave does have the exact color of this, but I think I'm going to leave this because it just, I don't want to keep messing up Ice Wave, because I did color code Ice Wave somewhat, so it actually looks better now. It's better than what it was. But yeah, that's what all I have to say about Gigabyte. You know, it hasn't won a tournament. It made it to the semifinals, I believe, in Season 1. But in Season 2, it just lost 2 battles, I think, straight back-to-back. And Season 2 was not kind to any full-body spinner except Captain Shredderator of all spinners. But it does its job, and it's probably going to make a comeback this season. So just look out for Season 3. I really hope this thing does better. So, I'll see you all next time in another video.